Watch politicians. They're in love with this politician, and next week they hate him. Case in point, people want their attorney a couple of years ago that was the darling of the Democratic Party. CNN had him on more than anybody. And this lawyer they were planning on running for 2020 till he got caught up in all the junk he was doing. And now nobody even can call his name. Why? Because love is a fickle thing. But the will of God is a permanent thing. It's not fickle, it's permanent. Notice when he gets to the children in verse 4. And ye fathers, provoke not your children to wrath. Hollering and screaming at a child provokes them to wrath. I'm not going to holler and scream at a child. I'm not 3. I'm not going to get down on their level. I'm not going to slap them in the face. God did not give you a face to slap. God gave you a hind end that's covered. Hello? No gangbangers here wearing their underwear out top of their pants. I don't know where you were raised at, but I always heard a belt went around the waist, not with your undies sticking out top. I have no idea what idiot came up with that wardrobe, but he had to be swinging from a tree with a banana. Because anybody with sense knows you pull up a pants and you put on a belt. Even the Beverly Hillbillies used a rope, but they used a belt, didn't they? It was pulled up and tied. Miss Beth, them hillbillies got more sense than him. I just thought I'd put that in there. They want to make fun of how dumb hillbillies are, but you know what? They know what a belt is for. Hello. Preacher, that may not be popular somewhere. I've never been popular. And I don't think it's going to change overnight. But I'm honest with you. That's the truth. Notice the next thing. He doesn't drive them to anger, but he brings them up in nurture and admonition of the Lord. The word nurture there means to instruct. It actually evolved, if you will, to mean chastening. And this is what the writer said. Because all of effectual instruction for the sinful children of man, it is saturated with the implication of chastening and correction. You cannot be a good parent and not discipline your child. You can't do it. Preacher, I don't agree with that. Let me show you a couple of verses real quick. Let me show you a couple real fast. Everybody wants to go to Proverbs 22, and they go over there and they read their children goes out and acts like an idiot. Oh, my child will come back. Why? Because I did this. Proverbs 22, look at verse number 6. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he's old, he'll not depart from it. Oh, I raised my child. I know they're going to come back. Most of them don't. Why? It wasn't real to them. It wasn't. Few come back. Most of them don't. Why? That training means they come to church and then church goes home. Most people come to church and then they never talk about church again. They've never prayed with their child. They've never read their Bible with their child. They've never done any type Bible stories with their children. Their children absolutely never sees them serve God. Now, the same book, go to chapter 23. How many of y'all want your children to die and go to hell? See, this is what this generation bought into. And that's the reason why this generation of America is going to hell as fast as it can. And unless God intervenes, it's not stopping. Proverbs 23, look verse number 13 and 14. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. You know what the word beatest there means? beat. You got to remember back in biblical times, there wasn't a prison. There wasn't. Rome brought the prison system in. Back then, if you disobeyed the law, they took you outside the city, laid your back open, and beat you with a cat of nine tails till they got tired. Parents didn't beat you at home, we'll beat you. They beat them. Notice verse 14. Thou shalt beat him with the rod, and shalt deliver his soul from hell. A parent that won't whip their child is giving their child a hand up to die and go to hell. Exactly what he's doing. Preacher, I don't like that verse. Don't matter whether you like it or not. I don't want to whip. I don't want to whip my child. Then expect that child to get in your face one day. Expect that child to holler and scream, slap you around, and you have to take it. People, I want to tell you something. In my prime, I could handle all four, man. Right now, I'd have to shoot him. Just to get him down to where I can handle him. Why? Because I don't look none of them eyeball to eyeball. And they're a lot better shape than I'm in. It'd be like walking up, grabbing that hornet's nest and just shaking it real good and holding it. It ain't going to last too good. Preacher, what's going to happen? I'm in the world of hurt. I like it now because now I can look at it and say, what'd you say to me? Dad, what? I was over here talking. You know what I mean? A comment, you're done. But we live in a foolish society. Go, if you will, to Hebrews 12. If you don't whip your child, God will, if they belong to Him. If they don't, they die and go to hell and suffer for all eternity. If you don't want your child to go to hell, learn to discipline them early and frequently. Go to Hebrews chapter 12, verse 5, 6, and 7. I didn't write this, Paul did. He said, and ye have forgotten the exhortation which speaketh unto you as unto children. My son, despise not thou the chastening of the Lord, nor faint when thou art rebuked of him. For whom the Lord loveth, he chasteneth and scourgeth. That's lay that back open, that cat of nine tails, buddy, till you can see the lungs breathing inside. I'm talking about taking all the hide off and all the meat off your back. God will scourge you. Every son whom he receiveth. If you endure chastening, God dealing with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? Are we God's children? Then we're going to endure chastening. If we don't listen, then we will endure scourging. People, let me tell you something. A whipping from a parent is not near as bad as a scourging. I mean, I got in trouble and I got whippings in my lifetime. Don't let me sit here and lie to you. I've had whippings. I've never been scourged a day in my life. Did your father leave marks on you? I'm sure one time or another he probably did. But my head never has been back that far to see it. But I do remember a few times being sore. So I didn't do that again. If you notice back in Ephesians 6 verse 4, nurture and admonition of the Lord. The word admonition there is that exhortation with correction. So it's encouragement, but it's also got correction in it. Encourage a child, people. Tell a child they can be whatever they want. But listen to me. If you've got a dwarf at 2'11", don't tell him he can knock a basketball. Well, son, you can be anything you want to be. Here, hold the basketball. Son, come back over here. I missed the backboard. Let's do this again. Preacher Benedict, no, that's what that word means. Parents are telling children today they can do things that's not even humanly, physically possible. Let your child encourage them to reach as God guides them. If God lays it on their heart, you encourage that child. But if you see that child coming home with the wrong ideas, you corrected that child in teaching to exhort them the way to submit to Christ. See, there's a pattern there. If I was going to tell you the biggest problem I see in Christianity and homes today, it's this. Dads are not submitted, moms are not submitted, and children are not submitted. And that's your fight. Dads, submit yourselves unto God. Love your wife as Christ loved the church. He gave himself for it. Wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands. Once again, thinking of him. Once again, submit yourself to God. Children, submit yourselves to your parents as unto the Lord. And when that happens, you have a happy home. But it takes a father to stay there and have a home. If you notice, this father doesn't leave. He doesn't have 47 illegitimate children. I think the record of what I've seen in the last report, some guys on our welfare system have as many as 22 illegitimate children. Now, how are those children ever going to have anything of a father in their life? What's going to correct this society? You can throw money at the problem all day long. It's not going to correct it. We're going to build you new homes. It's not going to fix the problem. To dads come back home and grab mama by the hand and say, we're going to serve God together, and the children will follow suit. But we live in a day and time that the term baby mama has taken over. Well, you his wife, no, I'm baby's mama. What definition is that? I can tell you what it is. You're a cow giving calf to a bull that don't care if you're alive or dead. That's what it means. An animal. Baby's mama. Isn't that a term of an animal? That bull doesn't know where his calves are. That's an animal. That deer don't know where his fawns are. That dad ought to know where his children are, and they ought to be part of their life every day of their life as much as they can.